Welcome back to the podcast. I'm Matt.
And I'm Paris.
Today we have Matt Chaney with us. Well, as I used to call you. Or is it?
Chaney.
For years.
Everyone, honestly, God, it's mental.
For years.
I feel like it's only recently you were just like, his name's not Chaney, it's Chaney.
Yeah. I always get people's names wrong, but my name's always pronounced wrong as well. So, I should really know to pronounce people's names right.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's the first time I've heard my name called Matt for
I know, yeah.
years and years, because everyone just calls me Chaney.
Yeah, I know.
Even Bobby, most things calls me Chaney, she doesn't even call me Matt.
That's hilarious.
She does actually, because when she messages me, she always goes Chaney.
Yeah. I said that day was going to come out and be like, Chaney.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, we wanted to get you on the show anyway. Obviously, I spoke to you straight away when I was doing the podcast, so thank you for being here.
That's
Thank you for
good.
coming. I think, how did we meet? We met. Oh, we just had this little discussion before, didn't we? The Riverside, my first ever show. You weren't competing, were you?
No, to be fair, I hadn't actually competed at that point, so watching you compete was, I hadn't actually competed myself. I hadn't done a Norway show first time yet, so it was that year. That's why I was going, I was watching shows and stuff to get the feel for it. Yeah. Ended up at your show, and you sat right in front of me in the row. You was right at the front as well. So it was only like a row up or 2 rows up.
I remember that show being amazing. It was just the venue was wicked, everything was wicked there, wasn't it? Good.
It was a really nice venue, to be fair. But yeah, obviously seeing you on show day, you were Element. First thing I noticed was the midsection, which to be fair was, I said earlier that I was bloated on the day, but to me, obviously that was the first time I seen you with a tighter midsection, so to speak. So
I think that was the year I was the meanest when I was small though. I look back at pictures, I was like, holy shit, I was small. I'm not like I'm massive now, but I was really small. But I just said earlier, didn't we, as well, like it's mad though, because that second season I didn't do as well. I was bigger. So it's weird, isn't it? But obviously I was just peeled. Like I swear judges do award, like what they do, don't they? They look at, you know who suffered when someone's on stage and they've absolutely peeled. And we did suffer. I mean, we spoke to people before.
Oh my God,
we used to get home from the gym on a Saturday. Obviously I was in engineering at that point as well, so it was quite a physical job. Get home from the gym on a Saturday, walk the dog, and we had a sofa that we could take all the cushions off. Yeah. We used to put them on the floor, make like this like movie bed, and I wouldn't move.
That would be us for the day. This was at like by midday on Saturday, and then that would be us done for that weekend.
I was just like, obviously the first time competing, I was just like, this is ridiculous. Yeah. This is hard.
But that was a very long prep, because we started in like the April, and that show was in September, October time.
Yeah, it was in
September. Because we didn't compete into the first show for me was the end of August, and then it was like September.
Yeah, you did like an 18-week prep out of cheating, wasn't you? Not one.
No.
I opened the box of curly fries in front of her, and she burst out crying. I was like, try to eat this downstairs. It was hilarious.
After that, when I was all right though, it was fine. But but it was a long prep, so I think it was no wonder why you were peeled.
Yeah.
But that's the first time we met, but we stayed friends ever since, haven't we? So, like good friends as well. Yeah. Which is nice with coaching as well, because I feel like obviously it can be, not with me and not with you, because we're not that personality, but it can be a bit like rivalries and stuff.
It'd be a very negative space, can't it, for obviously other coaches as well. And I think like for me, I always try to be as positive as possible towards other coaches and their results, etc. And like we've always been straight away since we've all started talking, all 3 of us, like we've always just got on and talked back and forth and supported each other with like certain results or whatever. Like Josh was our good friend as well. We're all supportive towards each other doing that. So
I guess at the end of the day as well, like it's nice to support each other, and there's no reason to have rivalries, because there's enough people to be coached by. Like, you know what I mean? So,
exactly. Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the way I look at it is, if someone's done really well, like that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Is for someone's life to change, someone to whatever journey they're on, is for that person to make that progress. So whether they do that with me, whether they do that with you, whether they do that with someone else, that person's life has changed, and that's what we want to get out of coaching.
Yeah, and that's been in coaching for the right reasons then, and that's when you can tell it's the right reasons, because you are supporting people for actually doing well and changing their lives and making their lives better. Whereas if you are negative towards other coaches, I just don't feel like you're in it for the right reason then,
And that is what fitness is all about, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, 100%.
Even if you're brand new in the gym, like you help each other.
It's the same as like even getting advice from other coaches, because you know it's like sometimes those lines can blur a little bit if you're seeing someone constantly and thinking, right, I've done all this, I've done what works normally, it's not working, so I've tried something else, that's not working, so then you go, Matt, what do you think about this? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what do you think would go wrong here? Or what do you think I could try something else? Or do you think I've done something wrong? And then also you get a little bit of advice from your friends and other coaches as well, just because they're out of the space, they haven't seen everything, do you know what I mean? So sometimes if you're in there, you try and everything that's not working, you just need that little bit of an outside noise or an outside voice to help. Like,
well, I always, I have to bring clients up to like the Fitness Factory and a Planet Fitness, because we don't have posing rooms down here, really. Any gym's got a posing room when you pose it. So we go up there, it's nice to have posing, but I always get you or Josh, don't I, in with my clients, the same with you. We just go in and we just have a 20-minute pose and just have a little look over, and it's fresh set of eyes. It's amazing.
And it's confirmation as well, isn't it? Because, like I said, sometimes you can get caught up on the journey, so like you see someone doing amazing, so like to you then you think to yourself they might be doing better than what they actually are, and then you look at obviously the physique and you're like, is it actually where I think it is at the moment? And then just getting that confirmation from someone saying like, he actually looks class at the moment, like you're bang on. It's confirmation for you as well, then, you know. So
and the thing is, in like any other normal job, you have colleagues to talk to. Like in my old job as a probation officer, if I was working with someone, if I was doing a report or an assessment, you've got someone else to be like, can you just have a look over this? Can you just check this? What do you think of this? Whereas like sometimes, like not for us, but I feel like maybe for other coaches might just feel a little bit more isolated, like you can't ask other people for like opinions and stuff. And just getting that support from other people. Like I'm quite lucky because you obviously we work together.
I just sent you a picture of a client now. Look how sick he looks. Or she.
No, well, sometimes with your female clients, if there's stuff going on, like, you know, and obviously if I'm stuck with something, then obviously, it's good because we've got each other, but it's nice to have other people outside of that.
Support network, isn't it?
Yeah.
Out of fitness as well, we've supported each other as well through the negative things that we've had going on recently, and a lot of negative, and we'll go for that in the podcast as well. Thank you for obviously supporting us, both of us as well.
And exciting times. So obviously we've gone through, you know, you're a well-established coach, classic physique, bodybuilder, soon to be dad, which is exciting.
I got goosebumps there.
Well, it's mad though, because Paris is 24 to 2 days and Bobby's 22.
22 today. No, yesterday, sorry. 22 yesterday.
So basically 2 weeks.
Couple of weeks within it.
That's wild, that. So
it's
I know,
crazy,
we're going through a lot of journeys together.
I know.
Bloody dads together soon.
Little girls as well.
I know.
Both little girls.
Little princesses. Wonder if they'll be into bodybuilding or not.
I know.
As long as it's not high rocks and we are. I'm only joking. There's nothing against high rocks.
But yeah.
So let's go through a little bit about you. You can start wherever you want to start. Start from the beginning.
Straight from the beginning.
Once upon a time.
Back in 1991. But no, I was, obviously quite a few people know this about me, but I was in foster care as a youngster. So I passed from pillar to post, different foster families. Literally been through, I think, 6-7 different families, all different backgrounds. Like Dutch people look after me that would just be sat there speaking Dutch, you know, so you feel even more isolated and stuff. But
what age did you go in?
I got a younger brother as well who was autistic. So me and Dan both went into foster care at the same time. Dan was 3, so I was 6 when I went into foster care. Dan went straight to my mother and father, who I was adopted by. I was obviously passed around then. To be fair to my mum and dad, like they forced me together. So they did, from day one they were trying to get me to live with them as well, to be with Dan. Because I was so protective over Daniel as well.
How come you couldn't at first?
To be honest, I'm not too sure. I think so. When we actually had quite a big family, so there was 6 of us all together, and like my brothers, they all went to like family members. Because they were older and stuff, they were like, some of them went to my auntie, some went to my nan, biological auntie and nan. And like obviously Dan went straight into foster care. And as much as I can remember about it, I think they tried me with family. But at that time, because I wasn't with Dan and I was so protective over him, like you wouldn't think I'm really chilled. But at that time, I was like, I had to have anger management and everything, because I was smashing windows, like throwing stuff at windows and whatever, or doors or whatever, anything I could. I was reckless.
What age was this now?
This was like literally 6 years of age. Like, so
that's a lot of emotion, isn't it?
yeah,
A hell of a lot of emotion that at that age you don't know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
So your only way of showing people that emotion is by kind of lashing out, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's an issue. And it would be the same with like fighting and stuff as well. Like anyone I'd see even look at my little brother the wrong way, or if we'd be out or somewhere, I'd feel like I'd have to protect him constantly. So I would just start arguing and fighting with kids like when I was younger, just for the sake of it. But yeah, it was just after my mum managed to get it, so that took 2 years for us to be back
so
together.
in that 2 years, you've gone through like, how do you say, like 6 different families?
Six different families I've been to, yeah. So and that was because, like, again, behaviour, like just nobody could control me. Like there was so much like aggression in me that I wouldn't sit to do anything. I wouldn't listen to anyone. Every time I went to see Dan, like they tried to stop me seeing him for a while, because every time I went to see Daniel, my behaviours would be a million times worse afterwards. And like on the way back home and stuff, I'd be in the car and I'd be punching the window in the car on the way home and stuff, so I obviously didn't want to leave. Like, so yeah, lucky enough, we managed to go and live together, and obviously my mum brought me in as well. So yeah, it was like it was a turbulent childhood, and that trauma then stuck with me for a long time, for years. And it went the opposite way then. So it was almost like I turned my emotions off completely. And I didn't feel happiness, I didn't feel sadness, I felt nothing. Like I would just go through every single day, just like.
Is that like going into like teenage years now, or? Yeah,
this would be just before. So this is like 10. Okay. When we went about 10.
It's still a young age though.
Yeah. That's when you start like. I suppose you start learning about your emotions a little bit more. Then, don't you? When you get a little bit older than when I was 6, so she was just like terror. But it was. That was when I started learning. It was just like, right, if I feel nothing, then I don't feel the hurt, I don't feel the trauma. But obviously alongside that, then you lose the happiness, etc. as well, about everything in life. And I literally remember the moment that switched. And it was like the day we got adopted. My mum said, because obviously my little brother has no speech either, he's non-verbal. My mum said to me, look, because we was having contact with our parents, and I got there one day, and obviously we're still having the abuse that I had as a kid when I was going there, just very like slimy the way he was doing it. So I was like, I'm not going back again. Obviously when I left there, I was like, I'm not going back again. So my mum was like, no, for a 10-year-old to be like so strict with like, I'm not doing it, it's not happening. She said like we knew that something was happening, like you couldn't go back. And then when I was 11, my mum said to me then, look, me and your dad want to adopt you and Daniel. So, and I was like, what does that mean? She was like, you'll be our son, you'll have our name. But we need your permission as well, because of Daniel. Not legally, but I suppose they thought that was the right thing to do. So they asked me for my permission to obviously adopt Daniel as well. And I was like, yeah, 100%. Like, and that moment is literally when it switched then, and I was like, wait a minute. This is happiness, like, do you know what I mean? I felt like I belonged to once, and I was like, right, this is actually where
You've also gone through 10 years of, is this 10 now still?
11, that was, yeah.
It's still a long time to go through with, like, not being able to feel that happiness as well.
And I guess at that point, like, feeling loved. Like, what it actually means to be loved.
I guess when you're that young as well, you're developing at a rapid rate as well, you know what I mean? So all these emotions and stuff are massive for you at that age as well.
Yeah.
Like you said, you don't know how to handle it, do you?
No.
What 6-year-old's going to know how to handle that then, so.
Yeah, and this is where, like, a lot of people, if people that follow my like bodybuilding and stuff and me on stage, they'll always notice it's the same song every year, which is Birds Flying High, Feeling Good. And that's because on the way home from the adoption when we signed the papers, that song was playing, and I remember it. I remember that moment, like,
I'll
never
like
forget
clear
it.
as day.
That's a song to give you goosebumps when you're on stage. Like,
How do you perform? We'll come on to it, like your bodybuilding stuff, but performing though, like I bet you just want to cry every time you hear that song.
Yeah, straight as soon as I hear it,
now
brings
you've done it
goosebumps.
now, because when I see you on stage next year, I'm
You
going
can
to
cry.
I'll see crying for the audience.
Yeah.
The beginning of the song now.
That's really nice that it's got such a big meaning to it.
Yeah. Also, we'll go on there probably at some point, but like the other side of it was the last one I done, the IBFA Ronda. I put an extra bit in there as well, which was Bubba, my best friend, shouting, come on big dog, because that's what he shouted at the first show, and someone had it on video. So I was like, right, I want that voice in the song. So obviously it meant I had 2 meanings for them. I had my mum and I had my best mate as well. Like, so that's as soon as I finished, as soon as I'd done my posing routine, I went back and I burst out crying, and I seen Joey Farrell. Joey come back and he was like, bro, it's okay, like you, because I had third, and basically he was like, you should have had second, blah blah blah. And I was like, look, I'm not upset because of that. It's not nothing to do with that. Don't worry, like I'm not, and it's not upset either. It was like a really good feeling, like it just felt amazing, and like the adrenaline was running through, and I was like, this is.
It's like emotional overload.
Yeah. So I said, I'm not crying because of the result, bro. It's not. Don't worry, like I'm not a crybaby for that.
But yeah, I can imagine the feeling on that day. Yeah.
Like
no wonder why it triggered and like a flip, a switch had flipped rather on that day. So then you were 11?
11 then,
okay.
yeah.
So then how was obviously the next couple of years of your life?
So I generally, like I say to everyone, but I feel like my mum and dad made up for every negative I had in my childhood from that moment on, because we would go on holidays 4 or 5 times a year. Like we would always go to bed, and it was like as if it was like our place, like so even if I go back in now, I remember all the memories I had as a kid going back here, and like they made up for it massively. Like they done everything for me, like everything I could possibly have. Like me and my mum were so close. So like from that moment, like I say when I was 11, I know they say mammy's boy, but I was a proper mum's boy, so I like sat there watching telly and stuff. I'd always be sat next to my mum, and not just sat there, I'd be clutched up to my mum, like, do you know what I mean? I wouldn't leave her side. And to be fair, it's probably only the later years now that me and my dad have really got close, like maybe the last like 10 years or so, but when I was younger it was all like my mum, like we were so close. But they did everything, and my mum would always know, they say mother's intuition. So any time I had any sort of feeling negativity, my mum was like, what's the matter? I'd be like, and I'd almost go like, what do you mean? Nothing, I'm right. And then she'd be like, no, something's the matter. And then she'd talk to me about something. Yeah, exactly that. And I'd be like, how are you doing this? Like, where is your magic ball? Like, Mystic Meg or something. So yeah, she was incredible. Like childhood from there, from like I said 11 till 16 was just amazing. Like couldn't have been any better, to be fair.
What with how did you find like schooling and stuff? Obviously from a young age, obviously going from family to family as well. Were you going school to school as well? Or?
Yeah. So I went I think I had 4 different schools. Other times I had to be homeschooled because I wasn't actually in the placement for long enough. So yeah, I was homeschooled a little bit. When I went to obviously come then, I went to come school. I went into come school in primary, so obviously the first year of primary. And at that point, obviously, all the boys I know now that I grew up with, like they were already all friends. So they all had like, they were all really close and whatever. So like I went in there and just felt like I got out of water. It took me a while to actually like build friendships and stuff, which is mad now because I'm the opposite now. I can build friendships like really quickly. But back then, probably like 2 or 3 years, I struggled to really like connect with people.
I was going to say, because obviously we've got that history of just going from pillar to post, in your head, was it almost like, well, what's the point? Because I might not be here for that long, so you don't want to kind of build that relationships with people if it's just going to be kind of taken away. Yeah,
that's pretty much it, exactly where it was. Yeah, it was a case of like, there was, I don't know if I ever watched it years ago, One Trail. Have you ever seen One Trail? I know what you mean.
So
it was like this little, it was like a rom-com sort of thing, but it was about a basketball player, right? And this is where my like love of sport has come from. But there was a quote on it that said people always leave, and I used to that quote was like in my mind constantly.
Yeah.
So I would always think of it and be like, there's no point in making like close bonds or close friendships. I would still like talk to people and stuff, but I would never allow myself to take it to that point where I'd be like, that's my friend, I'm closer, and like, do you know what I mean? That's my really close friend.
It must be difficult as well moving school to school because, like you said, you don't want to meet those close friends and then go to another school and then go meet close friends
It's
again.
also hard as a child to do that.
Yeah, it is.
You know, going into you're going into a school where you've got like already formed groups of friends who've already in their cliques and stuff like that. Like that's really, really
And
hard.
being in school's hard as well when you're a kid as well.
Yeah.
It can be pretty brutal. Like,
Yeah.
So if you're a new kid in school and you've got to go to another school and then you're a new kid again.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone, like you said, everyone's got their friendship groups already, so it's hard to mingle. And
Kids are not nice when you're younger, do you know what I mean? They are like...
Oh no.
Kids can be
Savage.
brutal.
Yeah, you know, so and obviously it wasn't just a case of like moving schools, like I was like almost embarrassed when I was younger because I was in foster care, you know, so everyone had their families and whatever. And obviously all their families used to be friends with each other, so like they all had their little clique and stuff, and I was just like, I didn't want to, like nobody knew that I was in foster care for about 2 or 3 years because I was too embarrassed to talk about it or to say anything about it, you know.
I feel like as a kid though, that is something that you would think about. As an adult, you wouldn't bat an eyelid, but as a kid, and like kids don't understand either, so other kids don't understand in school. Like, so, and it's very easy, kids will take the piss out of anything as well. Right? So, and then obviously not think any harm of it, but really deep down it does hurt.
So I had that obviously, and then Dan is obviously autistic as well, he'd be with me the whole time, so it was a case of like, again, kids didn't understand autism back then, like, you know, I know everyone throws autism around all the time now, like, as soon as someone's, their behaviour's a little bit naughty, like, everyone's autistic, but, yeah, it was, back then, nobody understood it, so, like I said, even until probably 13, 14, I was still, like, having fights with people, etc. all the time, just trying to protect, not even just, like, Dan, because nobody was actually, like, physically doing anything to him, but it was the teasing, etc., like, you know, so, I think that, to be fair, it built up a lot of resilience, like, do you know what I mean? In me as a youngster, and I think that's probably where like a lot of resilience I've got now, or I've carried over into adult life has come from, like, you know, so.
We talk about this all the time, don't we? You know, when you go through something traumatic, you know, challenging, if you go through kind of any kind of negative experience in life, it builds like something within you, which can come out later as like obviously you build up your resilience and how you deal with things now, you know, it
can go one or two ways though.
Not for everybody, but
definitely for someone in your position, you could have, like you said, fighting and stuff, that could have carried on. 18, 19, 20, 21 got worse and worse, drinking, fighting, easily go to prison. You know what I mean? It's a vicious like circle there. But obviously you went the other way. So you went the, and like I obviously didn't know you then. I've only known you for the last like 5-6 years. And you're like a gentle giant, so like, all that is like the complete opposite to me. Like, so it's very interesting to see that how you used to be. But yeah, so did you play any sports in school and stuff? Did that help?
Yeah, so football was my like.
That's what I knew.
Football was like my first love. Like I was a massive Liverpool fan growing up, and like that was my like. My one thing me and my dad obviously had like close together was always like watching football and stuff, so I would always like, again, it was like I wanted to make him proud all the time, so I was always like, right, okay, I need to play football now, and I need to be good at it as well, because I wasn't one of those kids that was naturally gifted. Like I was terrible when I first started, awful, like, and I was a centre half as well, so I didn't have to be like, you know, a baller, etc. But I just had to learn the game. So because I was never like genetically gifted to play football, I just made sure I knew absolutely everything. I just practiced constantly. So
actually, to be fair, you played for Elijah's charity game last year, and you were a rocket centre back. I was very surprised. And so you said you played football, but I was like, he can play, man. I was like, pretty good.
So yeah, it was like when I got like 16, I was captain. I was captain of the football team then. But like when I first went to play football at like 10, 11. I wouldn't even decide, like I couldn't get in the side or anything like that. It was just a case of just like constantly just showing up, making sure I was just trying to make my dad proud, so I was like, I'll do everything. So even on the side of our house, my old house we ate it back then, but we had a drain pipe on one side, and then there was like our house was a bus stop, like outside there was a bus stop sign, so they had a bus stop pole and then a drain pipe, so obviously plus that's our goal posts. So
Oh, so you're
every
whacking
day-
the ball. Oh my god,
every day,
yeah.
just rifling the ball against that wall, bang, 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 every day. Like, obviously, when you're in the house, I didn't even think
Yeah.
about it back
Yeah,
then.
annoying that must be.
Yeah, but yeah, it was you, the ball just smashing against the wall constantly, like, and that was just me and my brother, just my older brother, just playing obviously up against the wall there. But like, yeah, I'd be there for hours on end.
How times have changed.
But
I never see kids out kicking the
I
ball.
know,
yeah.
the 6 weeks holiday, the one year, me and one of my best buddies at the time, Stevens, you'd come down and knock the house. We'd go up the park, which was only like 100 yards away from my house. Go up the park. We'd be in that park for 6-7 hours straight, just playing
All
football.
day.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
we'd play long ball, it was called that. It was literally like you'd have the halfway line, both of you being goals your side, and you just try and score past each other from there. Like, so by the time I was like 13, 14, I built a decent strike because we were just trying to play each other, you know. So yeah, it was just from obviously turning up and just constantly practicing. Like, I actually turned into an half decent, not decent, but half decent player.
I guess that's a good thing that you brought into bodybuilding as well, though, because at the end of the day, we got to work hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like, unless you're even genetic freaks, but obviously not everyone's a genetic freak. But the harder you work in bodybuilding, the more you're going to get out of it.
Exactly.
So that obviously is coming into your later life as well. And work as well, coaching. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like, it's not easy. Like, we've been on about this morning before the podcast. You've got to put work in that. You know what I mean? There's loads of those behind the scenes. So that's all built up to where you are now, I guess. As well.
Yeah, 100%. It is definitely that. Yeah, the more you pour into something, the more you get out. Like, and that comes with everything in life.
Yeah.
Whether it's training or work or parenting.
Yeah.
When that comes, like, you know,
Yeah.
the more you put into it, the better you're gonna get out of it. You know?
Exactly.
So
Yeah. Well, we've got all that to come.
yeah.
It's something else to learn now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so going from school then, what was your like 20s and that like?
To be fair, mate, I'm quite lost, like trying to find a way. Like, I finished school with decent grades and stuff. Like, I was quite intelligent. I'd done my A levels, and then I tried to go in the army. Because I tried to go in the Marines because my older brother was in the army. He was a major.
Oh, was he? Oh yeah, you told me that before, yeah.
Yeah, so, and I obviously could see it again. Of course, I'm trying to make my dad proud, but like, I could see how proud my dad was of him. He could speak about him constantly all the time, and like how well he was doing. And I was like, right, this needs to be my path, and I need to do this. Again, looking for a belonging as well, I suppose. Because it still doesn't leave you no matter what, like that sense of belonging or wanting belonging.
Yeah.
So
It's interesting how that's followed you throughout your life.
yeah. So, and that was there. But obviously when I did the medical, all the fitness tests, flew all the fitness tests, no problem. But then they picked up an heart murmur.
Oh yeah.
So they obviously said then that because the heart murmur was too much at risk, basically, like on the field, etc. So I couldn't do it. But at that point, I'd left uni, left everything. So I was like, I don't want to do this. I want to go in the army. Like, so I'd left like what I thought was going to be my second career path. And then I just started working. Just jumped into a job in a food factory close to me. Just kept working all day. Like, to be fair, built myself up there and ended up like in HR, and then I was HR manager. So like, I worked my way up there, but that probably took like about 8 years probably.
Yeah.
Doing it all together. Like, so I picked up, and at that point then I was doing a degree as well, obviously in Open University, which was sports fitness and coaching. So
what made you do that? What was like you thought, oh, this is what? Because at that moment in time, did you think like this is the path I want to go? Like, I don't want to be in this job in HR now. I want to be doing something else. But what was it that made you do that?
when I actually left HR, funny enough, I got suspended. So I got suspended, but it wasn't my wrongdoing. So when we actually went through the investigation, they obviously found out they were in the wrong. So they tried to get me to come back there, and I was like, no, I'm not coming back. I want a settlement. So instead, I had a settlement from them, which then set me up to actually focus on coaching and go with coaching, because I had enough there that I was like, okay, I'm comfortable now for a little bit, so I can make sure, even if I put everything into coaching now and it doesn't work within the next 6 months, still gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Lucky enough, like within the first 3 or 4 months, he just went and just skyrocketed. Like, so.
Was you bodybuilding and stuff when you were in HR, or were you just training normally, or?
Yeah, so to be fair, I started training when I was 16, so I finished playing football. in youth. I went up to play for them then a couple of times, but I was just like, the love of it had just gone. And we'd started training in only a tiny little gym in Cumberland called, we used to call it TMA, which was Tari's Muscle Academy, because the guy who owned it was Adrian Tar. So we started training there, but all it was like old school barbells.
The old school weights kind.
Literally that steel just constantly freezing cold in there. Not even any, no one wanted water. You used to have to go outside and turn the tap on and use water. Same as if you want to go to the toilet, you have to go and turn the water on first, flush it down. Like, so, but yeah, it was like all of us had our own keys to it. We literally paid like £5 a month for it. It was quality, but as kids, there was like 2 or 3 of us in our group that started going. And we started powerlifting then, so that's where I started.
That's where that bench press is going from, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. So we done, funny enough, I set a junior Welsh record for a bench press.
Oh, in the bench press. That bench press is wild.
So that's obviously straight away, and I was like, wait a minute, I'm pretty good at this. Like, I can actually do something with it. So I followed with powerlifting for about 2 or 3 years, and then I prolapsed a disc in my lower back and from deadlifting. So that set me back, and it was like, right, I need a different like path sort of thing now, because I just couldn't, even every time I went back to deadlift then, I could have done like a one lift competition constantly, but it was like, well, I've just been benching. And like,
I think, did you have that fear in your mind after that injury, going, if I keep deadlifting, it's just going to keep, it's always there, isn't it? I've done it once, it can happen again.
So. Funny enough, I did it in the British Championships.
Did you?
Yeah, so I was 18, I pulled 235, but as I was pulling, it literally, you know, you hear a crack, and I was like, oh my god, what was that? But I still finished the lift.
Still finished the rap.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, sorry, it'll go, and I was like, right, so got all the way up. Dropped it, and as I dropped the weight, I literally just went boom straight over the top with it, like, because my back just couldn't hold me up anymore, like, so.
Did that still count though?
Well, yeah.
Oh,
so I held it up long enough for him to be like, yep, and I was like, yes, I'm.
Can you imagine if you didn't?
Yeah.
Human.
So I think like after that, every time I tried the deadlift, it was just in my head like a pull, and it was almost like I could feel it every single time, even when I was doing like, I don't know, 60 kilo, 100 kilo, it was just there, and I was like,
I was wondering why you messaged me when I do my RDLs. I was like, not even that much, but now I know why. It's finally like, oh, my back.
It's bad when you bench press more than you deadlift.
No, that bench press is very impressive, I'll give you that. What are you benching at the moment? I know it's not obviously the powerlifting style, we do all bodybuilding. Yeah, saying that, you do one rep maxes still, don't you?
Yeah, only on bench.
Yeah,
just an eagle lift every now and again, so it's like.
What's your one rep max at the moment?
215.
Wow.
So.
It's more than what most people squat, or a lot of people squat.
To be fair, I've looked at the Welsh records and stuff, so I want to get at some point, like after I compete maybe this year, just go back and do another competition again, just to see if I can beat the Welsh record again. Because the number is pretty much there. The only difference would be I'd have to do a proper stop at the chest.
Okay, yeah.
If I did the stop at the chest and I made sure I was 90k, then.
Have you seen those like crazy slingshot? What do they call them? Like,
slingshots.
Yeah, slingshot. Yeah. You should do one of them. I know it's like,
it's
crazy, isn't it? I know a lot of people. I've seen people before. They've got it underneath like a baggy t-shirt, haven't they? I'm like, what are you benching? I'm like, oh, he's got a slingshot. Yeah, I'm not taking it away. It's still a lot of weight, but I'm like, what? That's mad.
You've got the suits now as well, haven't you?
What's that?
You've actually got the suits as well. Powerlifting suits, so they've got like the elasticity in them, so it builds up like obviously elastic ends, you want to come down, and then that shoots off the suit first before you actually bench yourself. Like.
I still really don't lift bubble. You just mentioned you would do a show this year as well. Is that a thing? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
So you've gone from powerlifting, had your injury, and then what was the switch? Like, obviously the injury was like the sticking point now. You decided what actually got you into bodybuilding now?
Well, from there, I started running then, so.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, so I started running.
Oh, you've gone through it all?
Yeah, I've done everything. I am a hybrid athlete.
You're doing burpees now.
So I ran the London Marathon for the National Autistic Society for my little brother. And then.
What was your time?
Well, the first year was like 5.5 hours.
Yeah.
And then I was like, that was terrible. So I was like, I need to do it again. So I did it again, and then I ended up doing it 4 times then. So
Did you?
Oh wow.
So the best time was 3 hours 48.
Oh,
So
wow.
actually decent time.
Yeah,
so
That's really good.
I think my goal was always to get under 4 hours.
Yeah.
And little things like the first year was my back was still like playing up on the long because I was still too heavy.
Yeah.
I was like 16 stone trying to run. So
Yeah.
it was like even the impact of my lower back was like flaring up all the time. So then I just thought it's probably where like moving into the bodybuilding happened, because I was like, right, the one thing I need to do now is be like that. I can't be doing this at like 15, 16 stone. So I was like, right, let's start dieting. So that's when I started learning about nutrition, etc. then, and going into the dieting side of things. And then I got down to like 13.5 stone when I ran the last marathon. And after I ran it, I was like, quite like the way I look, but
Yeah.
quite like, so I never had abs before, what's this? Like, what's
What's
going on?
Shredded.
Yeah, so I was like, well, actually. And then one of my good buddies was competing, so we went to watch him, just obviously to support him. And as soon as we seen him, it was in their St. David's Hall in Cardiff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so UK BFF back in them days. So yeah, I went to watch him and I was like, this is amazing. Like, I need to do this. Like,
The Welsh shows are good as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
I don't know why, like...
Yeah, always a good
Some,
show.
where
It's the atmosphere.
was it the Barry? Was it one of the Barry ones? I remember just...
Where they got the kids on stage?
I've been in the audience, people just drinking pints, smashing pints.
is that Welsh IBFA?
Yeah.
It might be,
Yeah.
And there's like the crowd's going mad, people drinking pints, I'm like, this is nuts.
Yeah, there was that one, and then I think there was another one we went to in Cardiff.
Yeah, like,
one.
and now but they get like the kids on stage like that.
Yeah.
It's cool.
So,
Riverfront down, well, it's Barry again now, isn't it? But
Yeah.
it was Riverfront for years, like. But yeah, I literally seen that show and I was like, yeah, I need to do this. I need to try it, like. So that's where the love of bodybuilding come from, I suppose, like.
And what did you start off doing?
What do you
Did
mean?
you go straight into classic? Or did
No,
you go...
To be honest, I've never actually competed as a classic bodybuilder yet. Anyway, obviously that is the goal.
Yeah.
And that's just because of like how my physique developed over time. So like first off, I went into the first timers, FitX first timers.
because first timers they don't do like height, do they?
No.
Yeah,
it's just, so we did that in the Princess Royal Theatre. I bombed that show. Literally, I was like, I looked alright, maybe like 4 weeks out. And I just didn't take it seriously enough, to be honest. Like, when was the first time I competed? It was like, it must have been 6 years ago actually. Yeah, I think I was like 20.
Is it the same year we competed?
Yeah.
Is it 21 we competed?
For the first time, yeah.
No, it's
I know, yeah.
2021.
21, wasn't it?
Yeah, it must have been there. Yeah, so,
Yeah,
September 2021, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just didn't take it seriously enough. Like when I was like 4 weeks out, I looked decent, and then I just started filling with like water retention as the further I was going on. Like, to be honest, I can't, even if I look back now, I really couldn't pinpoint it. It might have been something to do with obviously my autoimmune disease, which I didn't pick up until later on. But yeah, I had like 4th, 5th place, something like that.
Still the stage experience though, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that was the thing. It didn't affect me in any way because I just loved it.
Yeah.
As soon as I stood up there and hit the first pause, I was like, well, that sense of belonging that I've been thinking and wanting all that time. I was like, this is where I belong.
I feel like
Oh,
everyone always thinks about like placements and where they place on the show, but that is, you just nailed it there. Like, I mean, it's all about just loving it as well.
Yeah.
It's the journey.
Yeah.
The journey of it, and getting there. Obviously, you said the sense of belonging. And I think sometimes that gets lost. Like nowadays, I feel like a lot of people do it for the kind of glitz and glam of show day and being able to post it all on Instagram when actually they don't really enjoy the journey. That's the main part in it. Stage is then it's like the cherry on top of the cake. You know.
I mean, you got through the hard like 16 weeks of gruel, like you just enjoy it, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's the challenge. That's what it is. The challenge of it.
Yeah.
And I guess not everyone can put themselves into that challenge because it is fucking hard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's very, very hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an accomplishment. Isn't it? When you're on stage, you've done it, and like with that first bite of that brownie after. I'm on stage just thinking about that.
Yeah.
Oh, my postage shit. I'm thinking about the brownies. Oh, it's funny. And then later on, obviously, how long ago did your best mate pass away?
So the
It was after your first show, wasn't it?
yeah, so second year, I actually had a decent second year then afterwards. So me and Joey obviously linked up. Joey's obviously one of my best mates now as well. But he was at my first show and we started talking afterwards. And it just built a friendship from there. And then obviously we went into coaching then. So that year was a good year. Like I had a couple of seconds, a couple of thirds. Didn't manage to get a win yet, but yeah, I had some good places against some decent boys as well.
Yeah.
And it was like that was especially the main moment. Then I was like, all right, actually, it's not just the prep that I love. I loved displaying the physique on stage as well. Like get up there and I just loved the posing, I loved everything about it. But obviously I got that from Joey because Joey's he loves his posing, he loves his stage presence and stuff. So obviously I learned that from him. And then the love of bodybuilding just kept growing and growing. So obviously moving on from that year, Steve, my best mate, we would train together every single day. Like literally, and we would be so close as well in terms of like weights lifted. So it would be like
Perfect.
we'd go into a session and be like, right, who's going first?
Yeah.
Because we knew whoever was going second was going to beat the other person because you push yourself when it was to get an extra rep, like, and it was always like, right, and it was so close in terms of like, if we'd done a chest press, he was strong on chest as well, to be fair. So like, you do a chest press and I'd get like 8 reps without having much weight, and he'd be like, right, I need to get 9 now. So he'd go in there and make sure, like, no matter what, he'd get that one extra. Like, and even areas then where I was lacking, like obviously back, he was really strong on back. So then I would like do everything I could to try and catch up with him, which in the end then I did, and it was also vice versa then with legs. So he wasn't as strong on legs, and we caught each other up. So like I said, in terms of a training partner, it was so perfect. But obviously
complement each other as well.
But also gave each other that push.
100%. And physiques wise as well, like we wasn't far off each other. Like in terms of our body weights were similar. Like Gaz Jenkins, me and Gaz talk all the time because Gaz coached him for his show. We say we'd love to have seen both of us on stage together to see who generally would have won because it was that close nip attack. But yeah, obviously went to his first show, he won his first timers. And then obviously like had his struggles then with mental health. And obviously lost the struggle with mental health then 2 years ago.
Yeah,
wow.
I feel like it's one of those topics, mental health and men's mental health as well. It's just that people don't speak about enough.
Yeah.
Did he ever speak about his mental health? Yeah,
so to me, I don't think he did to really anyone. But like Steve he attempted obviously suicide 3 or 4 weeks before he did actually commit suicide. So after that he was at my house every single day. At my house, coming up and having chats or whatever, and we was talking about it in depth. And to be fair, it was mad because you could see him like getting better. You could see it improving in him. But it's mental health, and you can't. It literally takes one little switch, and that one day he just switched. Like I was speaking to him the night before it, and he messaged me the night saying, "Look, bro, I just want to let you know." Whatever happens, like, you're my best friend in the world. I love you to bits. And like, me and Steve were never like that. We were always like so close in terms of like everything, and we talk about stuff, we always banter, but there was never any like, it was only like the last couple of months of his life that we turned probably like a little bit emotional, where we would actually talk about feelings a lot more then. So yeah, as soon as he said that, I was like, something's not right here, like. And obviously like his brother rang me and like the next day, like, so.
Oh my god.
So yeah.
That is, to go from seeing someone every single day, and that's a lot. It's a lot.
I did like going to the gym as well, because obviously we both trained in Planet, obviously together all the time. So even doing the sessions afterwards where I'd be like in there on my own. I remember I went straight away the day after, obviously, within hours of finding out, I was like, I need to go to the gym. So I went to the gym, I was chest pressing, and no word of a lie, I had tears bumping down my eyes. When I was there chest pressing, I could literally feel it like bumping down my eyes. And I was like, I wouldn't train with anyone either for probably a year after. So I felt like I was
going to say, is that from like a guilt perspective? Like feeling like, no, like he's my training partner. I can't do it.
Exactly that. I just couldn't train with anyone. I was like, I can't. I feel like I'm doing doing something wrong to him by training with someone, like as if I was like tainting his memory or something by doing it, do you know what I mean? Which is deep, don't get me wrong, but like to me it was just like, it didn't feel right.
No, I get it. And
It must have been difficult as well with the training sessions going back, because obviously you're so used to having him with you day in, day out, training, spotting you, and then...
well, it's a trigger then, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's that. How long was it that you felt like that afterwards?
Well, I left the gym. I didn't train in Planet for like
I
a
was
year.
going to say that you changed gym.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't train there for like a year. I went to Legacy Gym, I went to Fitness Factory when that opened, just because I couldn't go in there. I was walking in there like, it sounds a bit mental, but I was seeing, it was like I was seeing things.
Yeah.
I seen someone like, Steve would always have bright white socks on, bright white trainers. And you know, you'd always like, because he was brown as well at the same time, you always see the spot there. And I remember walking around like, by the chest presses and looking at them and being like, whoa, as if that he was stood there, and I was like, what? And then Jamie McDonald was with me, and Jamie was like, I know. And I said, what do you mean? And he was like, no, I know, I can see it. Well, so it was that, like, it was similar build and stuff, and I was like, whoa, it hit me for 6, like, so I was like, I can't train there anymore, so I had to go from there. But it was mad that one day I was training, some woman came up to me and she was like, is it okay to talk to you a minute? And I was like, yeah, of course it is. She was like, look, this is a little bit unprofessional. She said, I'm a clairvoyant. I said, right, okay. And she said, I was doing like a tricep push down. She said, you're stood there. She said, someone's behind you at the moment with their arms around you trying to lift you up. She said, does that mean anything to you? And I was like, boom.
Wow.
Tears. I was like, I said, yeah. I said, like, obviously my best friend passed away like a month ago. I said, so she said, don't worry, like, he's with it.
Yeah.
He's with it all the time. So
that's quite comforting though, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then
Well, it's giving me goosebumps.
It's you, man.
but I felt it ever since that day. So
Yeah.
every time I do anything training wise, anytime I compete, obviously now like he's there with me and I can feel it. I'm almost like I try and get that energy from him at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
Again, and you always got him now in your mind to do him proud as well.
So, like he's continuing to give you that push.
Even something simple, like not simple but it's hard, like bench pressing. If you go for 1 rep max, you just put him in your head. I guarantee it'll push you to do a little harder. Like,
100%.
Did you find that, like, if you were having a really shit day, and if you went to the gym, if you thought about that, like, oh no, he's watching over me, he's here, like, would that give you that?
The extra drive to push, 100%.
Yeah.
I used to so when he was going to do the last one off, obviously we was talking about competing that year as well, and he was going to compete. We was going to do a show together, same obviously time. So he was talking about pausing songs and stuff. Obviously, I always got mine. So he was like, I'm going to do something. He said, just out there. He said for a laugh, just to make people laugh, and because I was in like. So he was on, Sexy Boy, HBK.
You have to say it.
I can't. it's a wrestler. Obviously, Shawn Michaels.
Oh,
a wrestler.
yeah.
And he used to come out to this theme tune, was called Sexy Boy. And he said, I'm just going to do that. He said, so every now and again, if I know I've got a really big set, and this sounds mental, I will put that song on my ear. So you can imagine someone then walking past me, listening to you. Or you actually Sexy Boy. Yeah.
It's like when people post, like, what you think I'm listening to versus what I'm actually listening to. Oh, that it's mad, but obviously it's awful in there, isn't it? It's like a tragic, it's just tragic event, but the way that it's pushed you forwards and the way that because you could have gone down again, another thing that's happened in your life which you could have responded to in a completely different way, taken a different path.
Yeah.
But the way that it's like kept you going, and you've used that resilience from when you were a child and everything that you've gone through your life to keep pushing, and that is hard. It is hard to do. But I think it's a testament to you, isn't it?
Yeah, it shows like fitness as well, how much fitness helps. And I know we said this in our podcast, the first one, I think, it doesn't fix anything. It's like a coping mechanism. So it doesn't fix anything.
We always say, like, obviously for us, it's not going to bring a larger back. Like, that would solve all of our problems, is having it back. If that's not going to happen, it's not going to bring your friend back, but it helps you to deal with those emotions.
Yeah.
And like you said, you went to the gym the next day.
Yeah.
I felt weird going to the gym after a larger pass. Like, I felt like people were going to judge me.
Yeah.
But that's my way of coping.
Yeah.
So if I went to the gym the next day, I didn't go the next day, but obviously a couple of days later, I didn't want people to think, oh, he's in the gym, he must be fine.
Well,
It's
we
not
didn't
that.
even go.
It's like I'm broken, but
Yeah.
like that is my coping mechanism. Is what I like
Well,
to
we
do.
didn't go to the big gym. We went
No,
to
we went
our
to our
gym
gym, so we were
first.
lucky that-
Yeah, which we were lucky.
Even
to
I went
have.
running, didn't I? And I was like, I didn't even run, but I just wanted to do something and
Yeah.
like, just get in my own head and just run that. So
You need to find some sort of endorphins or
Yeah.
some sort
Yeah.
of dopamine spike.
I
don't
don't
you?
just sit in the house and you just bang your head against the wall. And that's,
Yeah.
But yeah, so fucking yeah, it's been a brutal couple of years for you as well. So
Yeah.
your mum as well, which we'll speak about now. I guess we'll go into that.
Yeah,
when it
yeah.
comes in. So I'll let you obviously.
Yeah, so just leading on to that, I was actually sorry to go back a little
Yeah.
bit, just because of obviously in terms of coaching as well, because a lot of people notice if you see the Coach by Chaney badge, you'll notice there's two silhouettes there.
Yeah.
Obviously, one is me and one is Steve.
That's beautiful.
And that is
I didn't know that.
I didn't know
yeah.
that actually.
So we're both doing a lat spread, and it's from a picture of him doing a lat spread and just use his silhouette and put it on there.
Oh, I love
That's
that.
lovely.
Yeah, so we,
I didn't know
because
that.
for years we both spoke about coaching.
Yeah.
He wanted a coach as well, so it was always like, all right, we need to do it at some point. Like, for me, I had that reason because obviously the thing happened with the last job, and I was like, okay, this is I'm forced into actually trying it now, you know?
Yeah.
So I could do it, and he was like, obviously Steve was always there, like, you need to do this now, and obviously you could see me building up everything so quickly.
Yeah.
So for me, again, then when I'm coaching now as well, that relates back to him as well, because at the same time, the bigger my coaching gets, the bigger the brand gets, I feel like that's still living his memories at the same time, it's still pushing him.
Yeah.
So,
I love that. It's just another way of keeping his name alive.
Yeah.
I know it's like people might think it's stupid, but I think they're always looking down on us, and I guess until people lose someone so close to them, yeah, your views on stuff change. I'm not a religious person really, but I started going to church and stuff because I believe that he is watching us, like so be the same for you. So he's watching you, seeing your business grow.
Yeah. And is that like, again, it's a coping mechanism, isn't it? It doesn't matter, like, I don't even feel like you said, obviously about going to church and stuff, I don't even feel like you do that for the religion. I think you do that as a way of coping, as a way of feeling closer. So any like opportunity you feel like in your own head you can get closer to them, you'll do it.
Yeah.
You will go and do it.
That's what I said next year will be my last shows for a while. I'll probably go back. You know what bodybuilders are like, I'm retiring. I'm like Tyson Fury, retire and come back. But I said I want to go climb some big mountains, do some like 4,000, 5,000 metre ones.
Yeah.
And my one reason is, one, I want to do it for a challenge, and two is I'm closer to it.
Yeah, 100%.
I know someone said to me, you can just get on the plane. I was like, that doesn't make that's not the same thing, right? But like being on top of a massive peak, like 4,000 metre peak, would just be amazing. Like, I mean, that's the one thing you'd be thinking about. Wouldn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
When obviously doing it as well, like getting you up. Really,
Yeah, doing it. Yeah, but
it's-
obviously being there. So that's how my mind works, and it seems like yours works similar as well.
I think we both coped with it pretty much the same way, to be fair. Obviously, literally the same way. Like, you did a charity football match.
Yeah.
I did a charity football match exactly the same for Baba, like, you know. So, like, if my mum loved football, I probably would have done it as well. But yeah, that's like we dealt with it all the right way. I think by just like raising awareness, I suppose, in the best way possible, isn't it?
And again, that's what we did after the Knowledge Passage, to keep us busy and to raise money for charity and awareness. But again, just kept us busy, was doing loads of charity stuff. So just trying to keep your mind busy, and otherwise I feel like it's very hard to cope with things if you just sat at home and you know what I mean,
100%.
in your own thoughts, and you're banging your head against the wall, and like but and also having a close support network around you.
Yeah.
I mean, just trusting in people, opening up to people, is, as males, it's very easy to shut off your emotions, and like we spoke about that at the start, like when you were younger, you could have easily gone back to that and just shut everyone off, not spoke to anyone. You know what I mean? I'm fine, but deep down you're not really. And losing anyone, you're not fine, no one's fine. So we've all got emotions, and we hide it very well, males. Like, we want to be strong for our partners, but really we are emotional as well. Like,
I'm an emotional one.
I still cry at Lion King. But
obviously, when my mum then passed away in October, which obviously, as you spoke about, like, me and my mum were so close, and I say it over and over again, like, my mum saved me from a world of God knows what. I don't know, I think everything, my personality, my thoughts on life, like the way I act towards people, is all come from my mum. The want to always help people as well, whether that's coaching or whether that's just in general life, just obviously helping people that are struggling, etc. Like that's come from my mum, because my mum, although she adopted us, she still fostered after that.
Yeah.
My mum would take on, like, if she's seen a stray in the street, a dog or something, she'd
Yeah.
take it in there. We'd have strays everywhere. So it was just like, she would look
Just a
after.
good heart.
So it's such a caring, like that is that
Incredible.
nurturing,
Yeah.
quality.
But like my mum's always said, she's always been like, look, you get that from me, and my dad always just wind me up and be like, you're just like your mum or whatever else, you're emotional and whatever, and I'd be like, yeah. And now I'll be like, yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Whereas back then I'd be like, you know, obviously it was like he was teasing me, like, messing about stuff, but like now I'm proud to obviously have that from my mum and have the same traits, personality traits as her.
Definitely helps with coaching.
Yeah, having that empathy and
that
caring
that
nature.
patience as well with people. And,
exactly. Yeah. So my mum, she had a heart attack when she was 50. She swears blind that it was my fault, but I was on holidays and went on this, it was like a ride, like a rubber ring, there were two rubber rings together.
Yeah.
So
you tell her it wasn't quick, didn't you?
Yeah. she didn't really like mine. She was like, what was that like? I was like, my mum's right, actually. I said, come on in with me. She's like, alright, I'll come on in with you now. So I was like, okay. And she wouldn't never do anything like that, because she scared and stuff like that. And I was like, well, come on. She jumped on in. Yeah. It was that always, she had a heart attack. So it was like, she was like, you give me a heart attack. I was like, she's mum. So, but yeah, so she had a triple heart bypass when she was 50. But they told her she only had like, I think it was 7 years to live at the time after it. That would only keep her for 7 years. Where, obviously she got, was she 74? She was 74 when she passed away then. So 24 years. And I mean, she fought like very hard for years and years and years. Like she hasn't been well for a long time, like, you know, so weirdly enough, the last about 3 or 4 months of her life was probably the healthiest she had been.
I guess that's
Funny enough, she was taking because she's diabetic as well. She developed diabetes then later on in life because of her heart, etc. They put her on semaglutide.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, so they give them. So my mum was having, like, she was taking her insulin and stuff, and she would wake up like in the middle of the night and her insulin levels would be like 0.1 or whatever. So she'd have to, like, she'd wake up because of like going into a hypo. So she'd like have a pack of sweets by the side of her bed, so she'd like be in sweets at like 1 o'clock in the morning. And then it would just so up and down, so you couldn't really control it as well. Like, so they tried her on that after she, like I said, the last 3 months of her life. So she come off insulin altogether. Health markers were amazing. Like, where she only had like, I can't remember the exact percentage of her kidney usage, but she only had like a certain percentage of it. And then it was just like, it was increasing. So whereas it's supposed to be going down, and she's supposed to have less, obviously the older she gets, it was improving, like. So she was getting healthier. She was pretty much blind, so she had cataracts done, so she could see. She was having her licence back.
So at this point you thought, actually, she's improved massively, getting better. Because
even the people that used to take, look after my little brother, so when they take him out on days out and stuff, I spoke to them the other day, and the woman said, when I seen your mum come in, obviously, like say 3 or 4 months before, she said, I spoke to one of the girls and said, she hasn't got long, like. She said she was that close, you could see how well she looked and everything.
Really?
Yeah, just drained, like grey, her hair was grey, her face was grey, like everything was just like draining out of it. She said, and then all of a sudden she come back a month or 2 later and looked like a totally different woman, like, as if she just had a new lease of life.
I guess for you though, that it's quite comforting to know that the last few months of her life she wasn't in pain, and she could enjoy herself as well, and it's nice for you to see her like that as well, because there's nothing worse than seeing definitely your mum, like your closest person, deteriorating massively. It's not a nice thing at all, is it? I mean,
No, it's hard.
but so obviously her last few months were pain free.
Because she, like, as I said, she'd been deteriorating for years on end, and then when she was coming back, I would go over there, like, to be fair, I feel guilty till this day about it, but there was a time I couldn't go over to my mum and dad's house, because I'd be like, every time I went over there, I was almost like I was scared to walk through the door, because I was like, if I walk in now and she's gone, I can't do it, like.
Yeah.
So for a while I was like stepping back and was like making excuses and stuff not to go over. And then I spoke to her on the phone one day and was like I said, she just sounded like totally different, sounded a lot better, and I was like, well, what's going on with her? And she told me everything then as well, like how everything has been improving and stuff. So like I went over and seen her and I was like, this is mental. But then it was like a freak accident. She woke up in the morning, in her bedroom there was just like 2 little steps, only like that, just 2 little steps. She walked up the steps, missed one of the steps and fell, and she already had a broken hip already, but she'd fell off that step and obviously she was injured, and she re-broke a different hip, the other side.
Yeah.
But she was just sat there then, obviously waiting for an ambulance. The ambulance was like 8 hours long. So she was there. They had to, firemen obviously come in, she had to be lifted, like obviously stretch it out.
Yeah.
And then when we got to the hospital and stuff, and she was just like you never ever knew my mum was in pain, ever. She was one of those people that like would hide and mask everything from anyone. And when she was on the bed, obviously when we got into the hospital, she was like, this is cruel, like I'm in agony, you have to move me and whatever, but we couldn't move her because they thought she broke her back.
Yeah.
So they couldn't move her at all. So she was like, I can't stay in this position, it's killing me, blah, blah, blah. And like obviously all that strain then was put on her heart. So they said to us, obviously to go home because they was going to operate on her that night. And then they rang us to come down in the morning. So I got there, I was parking up, obviously took my dad down. So we was trying to find a parking space, couldn't find a parking space. It took us like 20 minutes to get a parking space. Walked in there, and obviously the nurse said, then, oh, can you come into another room with us? She said, yeah, okay. And obviously we know it, and then straight away. She said, oh, your mother's just passed away 15 minutes ago, like, so it weren't even, if we had just been able to find a parking space or something, we would have been there for her, obviously first off, but yeah, so obviously it's been, it was a tough one.
Yeah.
Very, very difficult.
Yeah, just, you know, it's in, you know, in any circumstances tragic, but it's, you know, especially when you weren't expecting that to happen, you know, my gosh, you know.
It's just that thing, it's because she was getting better, and it was like I'd been waiting for a moment, and I was almost ready for that moment to happen. Do you know what I mean? I was like, if it happens now, like, I'm not happy, but she's out of pain. So like for me, I was like, this moment, but it was like because she got better, and I was like, wait a minute, she's out of pain, and then it happened. It was like just a roller coaster of emotions, like, but
I don't think you can ever be ready though.
No.
Even if someone says you've got 6 months to live and you can't run those days, it's still brutal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's no, you can't prepare yourself for the pain and the trauma for that.
No. And it is well, one of the worst pains in the world, isn't it? You know, that heartbreak. That's mad. Just mad that how that happened, because I didn't know that's how she passed away.
Yeah.
That's how do you feel afterwards? Like when you think back to that day, or you know, think back to that time. How do you feel like that? How did you deal with it?
To be honest, like obviously for me it was a case of like, I suppose I adopted like my mum's role as in looking after everyone. So for me, I probably would say I probably haven't even dealt with it properly now, because I've always been the one that like for my dad, I was always there for my dad. He's 74 now as well, so like everything with the house stuff, and I had to help him to do the bills, do like everything they needed doing. Obviously do my mum's like cremation, etc. My nephew was there as well, who my mum and dad have both raised. I say nephew, was my used to have a boy in foster care. We had him from foster care when he was like 3 until he was about 18. So he was basically my brother, but he had a child, couldn't look after him. And obviously my mum and dad took him on then. So they'd been raising, like, Caelan's only 2010, 13, 14 now. So yeah, they've raised it like in their 70s. Like it's the last thing we should be doing is raising a child. Like, you know, but that's my mum and dad. Like they've always been.
Shows how
They,
caring.
yeah, just I don't think my mum, like my mum said it to me now as well. She before obviously she passed away. She said like if she never had Caleb, although he's like got his issues. If she never had him, she wouldn't have lived that long, like, because he kept her alive, he kept her going every single day, like, you know, so.
That sense that like, that's her purpose at that point in your life. But like Matt said, I think, what amazing parents.
Yeah.
Like, obviously the situation that you've gone through is just tragic and it's so sad, but having that comfort that they were just that, your mum was obviously just such an incredible person.
Yeah, I would say not even just parent, just an incredible person.
Yeah.
It takes a real strong person to foster like so many children as well. And they keep doing it over and again. Because it's never easy. You know what I mean? So,
you're dealing with those children as well, you know, like I was when I was younger, you're dealing with people with anger issues, with emotional issues, like, you know, so having to overcome different emotions, you know, some people are sad, some are angry, some are just reserved, you know, trying to like bring people's personalities back to life, like, is a difficult thing to do, like, so.
Yeah, and it's not really that long ago either, it was October, was it?
October,
So it's not long at all, really, so.
But in like, taking it obviously into a positive aspect now, like, and this is probably where you would have gone on from this, but I'm just jumping ahead.
You lead the way.
Yeah, obviously since then, everything has been like incredible, as incredible as it possibly could be, like, you know, with Bobby, like, obviously getting engaged for starters at the end of the year.
Congratulations.
Do you think that, congratulations. Do you think that kind of like spurs you on?
What do you mean?
Well, everything that you've been through, do you think that experience was like, oh, do you know what? This is what I want, so I'm just going to go for it.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Like life is too short today. Like I would say that to absolutely everyone, and I reiterated it like over and over again for, you know, people that are struggling, etc. You have to find the best in life, you know. And for me, she will love me saying this, but I have got the best in life. Like that girl is incredible. Like the way she's been there for me the whole time. She's the middle finger, makes me cry now. The way she's been there for me, like through all of that. She's only 23 as well, so, but like for her to have the maturity she's got.
This lady you love.
No, she like genuinely she's been incredible. Like support she's given me, like they said, is beyond 2 years for starters, and like she's been there obviously for my mum. Anything I struggled with, obviously with Steve as well, because we weren't together obviously when Steve passed away. But then even with the trauma still carries on. Like if I ever got someone to talk to, and I'm not somebody, like we said about males, we don't talk to anyone, but I don't speak to anyone about obviously anything, like. So yeah, to be able to open up to her, and you know, she always knows. Half the time I don't even open up to her, to be fair. She's like what I said about my mum, she's got that as well, where she just knows, and she'll just start talking about something in general. She's like, you're acting this way because this has happened. I don't know, it's not me acting in a bad way, but like it's like in terms of like where I wanted to go with bodybuilding and stuff. At one point I remember her sitting down and being like, look, you're acting this way because of this. I was like, I'm just turning into a psychologist or what's going on there, like. But
I was going to say, she sounds just like your mum.
That's what I get from her, like, you know, the way like I always said to my mum, like whoever I choose like to have a child with, like I just want them to have the same sort of personality as yourself, and to have, you know, the same love. And Bobby's just got that in abundance, like, so I genuinely couldn't ask for better, like.
Child ever, because obviously you've gone through a lot, that, you know what I mean, so and you know, obviously, it's just gonna be.
It impacts the way that you're going to parent. It will, absolutely.
Well, obviously you've got your mum to go off as well.
Yeah. But yeah, I've always said that even when I was younger, like as soon as I have a child, like that child will be looked after and almost overlooked after, because I'll just make sure like it's emotionally looked after every other way as well, like, you know, just make sure she has absolutely everything she can possibly need, like. But
she's going to be a spoiled little princess.
She definitely is, like,
little fingers.
100%. Like, so.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I think it's amazing that you obviously, you know, you've got support, but obviously like just having Bobby, who is such a pillar, but also has all of those qualities that your mum's got as well.
Yeah.
That you know, like, not only is she helping you, but obviously now carrying your child as you go through into the next stage of your life, knowing what type of mum she's going to be. I just think that's, yeah, it's just, it feels like a bit of a full kind of circle moment almost.
Yeah, 100%. Like, and I've been in relationships in the past for years, and then I never even thought about getting married or anything along those lines. Like, it's never even crossed my mind.
Yeah.
But obviously, it felt right straight away with Bobby. Like, obviously, like, that was then compounded by what we've always said was a gift from my mum. Because obviously the timing of everything as well. Like, I've never had even a scare in my own entire life. I say scare is a bad thing, but you know what I mean. It probably would have been with someone else. No, but it's never happened previously. Like, and it just obviously happened so quickly, so easily. With Bobby, so and it just goes to show that it's meant to be. You know, like, everything happens for a reason, doesn't it? And like, I genuinely think that I've always been that compatible that this just happened so simple for us. Like, so. But even you and her talk about the baby, like, on a daily basis now. She does not stop, like, every single minute of every day. That's her personality now. She hasn't talked to me about anything else in the last.
No, that's it. It's just baby now.
When did you find it? Just before Christmas, was it?
Yeah, so just after Christmas.
It's like a little Christmas miracle.
Yeah, exactly
that's
that.
The thing that, like, obviously your mum just sent you a Christmas miracle.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it as well. With
Yeah, we say
I was
it's a lot of
praying before
December.
Christmas. We found out like 2 weeks before, was it?
Yeah.
I was praying before it. Obviously, people may think it's stupid, but I was going to church on Wednesday. Kai's mum would go with me. You have met Kai's mum, haven't you?
At the football.
She does not shut up. It's just me and her in church. I'm trying to pray. She's just nattering in my ear. I'm just like, what's going on here? I can't even get myself thinking. But anyway, I was praying, and I was happening, and I just feel like it was a Christmas miracle. And things happen for a reason, that, you know what I mean? Like, so it's just such a beautiful thing as well. So.
It's like just going back to like the positive mindset, and you know, just believing in something, you know, something bigger in there that helps you get through something. Yeah.
They always say things come full circle as well, don't they? Obviously, in terms of family as well. Like, so when somebody obviously leaves, somebody else obviously like comes, sort of thing. So yeah, I just, again, it's a case of just thinking of it in a positive light. To me, like, that's the second coming, so to speak. Like, but yeah, it is just a massive blessing. Like,
in your life now, though. Forever now.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
We've got weddings to pay for. I made it the other day. I was like, oh yeah, when you're on a daughter, you've got people like pretty much a whole wedding, haven't you? Pretty much. It's hard. You're walking down the aisle, that's a lovely thing. And you've got to do the initial boyfriend assessment, didn't you? We'll have to double up. We'll have to go up to yours. We'll train in the house. We'll do the old bad boy scene.
Well, this is another thing now, like, that forces you to train more. One, obviously, you want to make Elijah proud, but now two, you want to scare any boys away.
And we've got to win. I don't want to win the egg and spoon race.
Sports day. Yeah.
But no, it is obviously, it's been a difficult
life.
Life.
Yeah.
Where you've managed to get yourself in a really good position, like family, coaching, business, and you've learnt those experiences that you've been through. You've turned them more into positives, and it helped massively helping other people. With clients, using those experiences to help other people, and I think that's a massive thing as well with coaching. Is experience. And it's not just bodybuilding or whatever fitness experience. If you're a high rocks athlete or whatever, it's life experiences that help people the most. So I feel like it's been a mad old life. But
it's 100%. I agree, because that life experience is priceless, isn't it? Having the life experience, although it's not great to go through, at the same time it's good to, you know, be able to have those experiences to be able to help people as much as possible now, because of my own experiences. And it is. You
can even make it or break you, can't you?
Yeah, and like we said, life is short, so you've got to make the most of it.
I feel we were going to do some questions, but I feel like we've spoke quite a bit. But I just want to finish the podcast and say, anyone in general, if anyone's ever struggling, obviously any of us, reach out to any of us, especially males, because I feel like there's not a lot for males out there, a lot of talk. There is a bit more now.
It's getting better, but it's still nowhere where it needs to be.
The suicide rate for males is very high, and I feel like, not that it can always be prevented, but I feel like opening up and chatting to people and go for walks, going like gym sessions, whatever it is, I feel that will help massively for a lot of people. And then just don't be scared to open up either. You know what I mean? Like, be emotional. Men cry. Like, we can be hard bastards, but then we can also be soft bastards as well.
We're all way for our podcast. Well, I'm just swearing about it. I've just done it now.
It's just knowing that you don't have to go through anything alone, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know?
100%.
And even if you feel alone, because some people are alone in life, there is always people to speak to.
Yeah, 100%. That's another reason why like the end of this year has been so incredible for me. Like, because of the people like around me as well, not just Bobby. Like, you've got the ABP team, obviously the boys. Ben, to be fair, was literally my best mate. Like, do you know what I mean? And he's done more for me in the last year than boys I've known my whole entire life have done for me. Like, do you know what I mean? So, and he is family. Like, whereas the boy I actually genuinely think as my brother. Like, you know. So, and without that support network, like me and Ben was speaking yesterday, just in terms of like, you know, mental side of things, we both just needed a chat. Like, so we both had a chat yesterday and felt a million times better after leaving. Like, you know, so generally people do need to have a chat. You don't need to go to, if you want to go to obviously a psychologist or whatever, amazing. But if you don't need to, like, you just need to speak to your friends, your family, or whatever, and just like a problem shared is a problem half, isn't it? That's what people say. So just getting out there now, even like I said, speaking today on a podcast, like you feel like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders now just from coming here and speaking, like, you know what I mean?
A little therapy session for the
day.
Yeah. Now you go hammer legs.
Yes.
But thank you very much for
thank you.
podcast and just opening up, mate, because it is hard, it is difficult to open up, I know, and I'm sure it's going to help a lot of people as well, and that's what we're here for. Is helping people. So thank you very much, mate.
Appreciate it. Thank you, bud. Thank you. Thank you, Ray.